When a steak sandwich is done well, it's a wonderful thing. And instead of using beef, I'm going to show you how to make a very simple everyday steak sandwich with Kangaroo. I love using Kangaroo. It's not only a fantastic source of protein and iron, but it's readily available these days, and most importantly, it's delicious. For my steak sandwich, I'm going to be using some Kangaroo fillets. It is so soft and tender, it's easy to eat. So I've been preheating my grill over here. First, we want to warm up our bun. Now, I'm going to be using these oval Turkish bread. You can get them from all supermarkets, and I like them because they are soft, and it's going to be the carrier of the flavour, not the main thing. So that's why I like to use these. We're going to pop it on our grill just to warm up on both sides. Now, for our Kangaroo, I'm going to marinate it just lightly. I don't want to overdo it with spices, just one herb, and that herb is rosemary. It works really nicely with Kangaroo. So we're going to take it out of the pack, and I'm going to do 2 of these very lean fillets. Just like any other protein, you want to pat it dry just so we get that wonderful crust. Now, because these are so lean, they don't take long at all to cook. I'm going to cook them for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So you first need to start with a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. So drizzle straight onto my board. I'm going to season it generously with some salt on both sides, freshly cracked pepper, and good old rosemary. So we just need a few leaves of this rosemary. Sprinkle that off, gather it together, and then just over here I'm going to finely chop it. We want it to be fine so we get a nice intense flavour from our rosemary. So finely chop it, run your knife through it a few times. Other hard herbs that go with Kangaroo are thyme and fresh oregano, so you can substitute depending on what you like. Okay, that's looking good. So we're going to sprinkle that over our beautiful Kangaroo fillets and then just massage all of that together. All right, let's have a look at our Turkish bread. Some lovely grill marks. Just give that a few moments on that side. Nice and toasty. And we can take that out now, and we can add our Kangaroo fillet. So like I said, a few minutes on each side is all we need. And just like you'd be using beef steaks, they need to be rested. So I'm going to rest this for about 4 to 5 minutes after it comes off the grill. Now, these lovely Kangaroo fillets have come off the grill and I've allowed them to rest. You really need to let them rest because they're going to stay extra juicy. So if you cook this for about 6 minutes, you want to rest it for 3 to 4 minutes. Don't worry about it going cold. It won't go cold. It'll hold its residual heat. And now to assemble this sandwich. So we're just going to get a serrated knife and cut our bread in half. I always like to keep my knife and my hand parallel, so we're nice and safe as we cut, and we get a perfect flat line. Nice and soft and warm in the centre. We'll pop the base down just with this buttering knife. I like to add some relish, so a generous amount of that all the way to the sides. Great. And for the other side, mayonnaise. A generous amount of mayonnaise. Okay, next we need to slice the Kangaroo fillet and have a look at the cuisson. Look at that. See how it's perfectly pink from the top to the bottom? That's because we've removed the Kangaroo fillets from the fridge about an hour before cooking them, and we've allowed them to rest, so it's perfectly cooked. So nice thin slices for our steak sandwich. You want it to be cut nice and thin so you get that perfect mouthfeel. So every bite, you get the Kangaroo, you get the accompaniments and the sauce. So let's place our Kangaroo pieces onto the relish. This Looks so good. Now for some tomato, a few slices. And with tomato, I like to season it always with a pinch of salt and some pepper. We're giving every element of this kangaroo steak sandwich some love. So just on both sides, add the pepper and the salt. Arrange them on top of the kangaroo. And finally, our lettuce leaves. I'm just using some baby cos. And again, we do need to season it and drizzle it with a small amount of olive oil. We'll just break them up and let them sit on top. And we'll pop the little top of the Turkish bread on top. A steak sandwich made with kangaroo fillets. It is delicious and it's sustainable, so I think we should be eating more of it, and I think I should have a taste now. Let's cut that down the centre. Look at that. So juicy. That is the ultimate sandwich. So good.